Hello, my name is Dr. Tolchinova and I'm very pleased to be your son or daughter's math teacher for this school year. I'm really looking forward to work with them in order to help them succeed. The purpose of this video is to let you know what your child's math class will be like this year, as we as a class make the transition to a new style of teaching and learning called the flipped classroom. Let's get started. In traditional math class, like the ones both you and I grew up in, students sit in rows and groups facing the front of the classroom and listen to the teacher present the lesson for most of the class period. They are assigned a set of practice problems to bring home to work through individually for homework. Then they come back to class the next day and follow almost the same procedure. I have come to find that this is not always the best way to help our students learn for many reasons. Let me talk about three of them. Students all learn at different paces. When I taught a lesson to the whole class, there would be many students who did just fine. There would be many who understood it quickly and wanted me to move on, so they got bored. Then there would be several students who learned at a slow pace and needed more time than we had in class to process the information. In a traditional classroom, it is not always possible for me to satisfy the needs of all the students. The second reason. Students often bring practice problems for homework that they haven't quite understood yet, or understood in class but don't yet know how to solve them on their own. So they find someone to help them or copy friends the next day. Very often they bring unfinished homework to the class, and then we end up going through the homework for half of lesson or sometimes even more, whatever they need, and this is waste of students' time. This third reason. Students miss class throughout the year for a variety of reasons, whether it will be illness or sports or family reasons. When they miss a lesson in math, it's a big deal because the lessons often build on one another. Thus, the student has to catch up the missed lesson on their own time, and the teacher has to re-explain the whole lesson to the student. This is not an efficient use of anyone's time. All these problems can be resolved with the flipped classroom. So what is the flipped classroom? I'm just going to give you a brief explanation here. What was normally done in school, now done at home, meaning students will get the lessons at home through watching the videos. They can watch this on their computer or phone. They take notes during the video, making sure to pause, to rewind, rewatch, or even fast forward if needed. They learn the lesson fully at their own pace and are in charge of their own learning. When they finish the video, they complete a short set of questions in which they'll often be required to summarize the video and post the questions. Your son or daughter is not expected to master the material just by watching a video, but they are expected to make an effort to understand the basics and bring confusing topics to class to discuss and get clarified. So since they get the lesson at home, what do they do in class? This is a very important part. Students will be able to participate in discussions about the math and get their questions answered by their peers and I. They will still do most of the normal practice problems that they would have done at home, but now they have help whenever they need it, so they don't get as frustrated. Any question they have are answered right away. Because of the extra time we will have, students can now work on high-level thinking activities, such as analyzing the problems, applying the concepts to real-world situations, evaluating their work and the work of others, and creating their own material to share. It is a much more exciting and engaging environment to be in, and students have an active role in their learning, rather than passively sitting back listening to me talk all period. I'm very busy throughout the entire class period helping students one-to-one and in small groups, answering their questions and challenging them to think deeper. I hope to see them begin to take responsibility for their learning and really master the material I have set out for them to learn. Now I would like to take you through my website that I created to keep homework videos and questions together so it would be easy and convenient for students. So on my website that students will get linked to, they can find homeworks, study plans where they can see how they should navigate through material, so they shouldn't actually wait for anyone to catch up. They can develop their mathematics on their own. They can find homework and they can log into to my Markbook where they will see their progress, homework details, how it's been done, whether there are any comments or I expect something to finish. There will be results of my quizzes and test results. On website, that's how study plan looks like. So for example, for September, here is revision for place value, how it will be, what resource is available, how it will be assessed, and here they will find the place where the quiz is going to be. They are going to check their answers themselves. That is because it is really important they can see and compare their answers to the mark scheme and see how they can improve. Obviously, I'll be very closely monitoring their marking, their tests. They will be redoing those tests until they get everything completely correct. With such teaching, lots of help will be available. As I said, there will be lots of help available during lessons, but even extra, outside of classroom, I will be available for help during mornings, lunchtime, after school, and online interventions through TeamViewer by request. Many of my students know exactly what I mean by TeamViewer. Please feel free to contact me via email or phone if you have any questions about the flipped classroom. It will take your child a few weeks to adjust to the changes and the expectations of such teaching and learning, so please continue to encourage them, to give them their best effort, and to communicate with me about any concerns and questions they have. I look forward to working with you this year, and thank you for watching.